Good afternoon, and thank you for being here. Today I'd like to talk about venture capital in the Philippines. You've gotten a good background from the previous speaker, but what I want to do is talk a little bit about how to get to a yes. Why we say yes, why we have said yes. So Kickstart Ventures is a venture capital firm. We make the investments, we are the people who write the checks. But before we get into that, maybe a little bit about startups. I'd like to ask the audience, who here know about startups? Or know of startups? Or use anything that maybe is a startup product or service? Can you say the names of startups that you know or have used? Facebook? Who's on Facebook? No one's on Facebook? Instagram. So, Instagram was acquired by Facebook. When Instagram was acquired, it had been operating for 18 months. It had maybe 16 employees. It didn't even have a website. But Facebook paid $1 billion for it. So that's kind of the environment that we have today when we think about startups. Digital, asset light, mainly code, very quick moving, very quick to change. Has anybody here watched one of the shows like Silicon Valley or Shark Tank or Dragon's Den? So on one side, you've got the entrepreneurs, right? And there's the whole romantic notion of entrepreneurs that start a company in their dorm room or in their parents' garage, and they code, and they hit upon an insight that is so sharp, so brilliant, so compelling, that people put money in their hands to make that dream come true. On the other side are the investors, the venture capitalists, the sharks. And there is a romantic notion about them as well, that they sit in a room and somebody comes and pitches to them, and in 15 minutes, they're writing a check. The reality is, when you think about the stats on Shark Tank, tens of thousands of entrepreneurs pitch for every season. Of those tens of thousands, maybe 200 are selected. They actually pitch, they're edited down into 10, 15-minute segments. And within a season, maybe 30 to 50 of the entrepreneurs pitching are offered any investment. Of those 30 or 50, maybe 20 to 30 actually receive any funding. So you can see that the funnel narrows very dramatically. And why that happens is because, as has been mentioned, startups are very risky. They're very uncertain, especially when you're looking to make dramatic changes in business models, in technology, and in product. Then there is no guarantee that this will work. And yet there actually is a bit of a venture capital scene in the Philippines. And yet people actually write checks. I know because we do that. We've funded 83 entrepreneurs. We've written checks for 39 startups in 7 different countries. We have seen startups present to us, starting with a PowerPoint and scaling to running operations in 3 or 9 or 20 different countries, all from an idea hatched in the Philippines. So it is possible. It's entirely possible to be an entrepreneur in the Philippines to receive funding, even if we aren't in Silicon Valley. Here are a few reasons why we have said yes. And every investor is going to have their own reasons, but these are ours. We say yes to entrepreneurs who are solving a real problem. And while there are many problems in the world that can be solved, some of them as simple as, I don't know, I want new outfits for my cat every week. there are also real, deep-seated, difficult-to-solve wicked problems. Poverty, inequality, disinformation, misinformation, the exclusion of many people from financial opportunities, educational opportunities, economic opportunities. Those problems are meaningful. We look to deploy capital in problems that can change the world for the better. Tough customers. This is a funny one, because who doesn't want customers who are easy? Our answer is, we don't. Because customers who are easy do not push you to produce products or services that are top performance. More than that, customers who are easy are often also disloyal. And we would much rather build sustainable businesses that are made better every day because the customers demand it. Third thing that we look for is a viable plan. And note, this isn't the perfect plan. This isn't a guaranteed plan. This isn't a foolproof plan. But we want a plan that demonstrates that somebody has looked at the data, has thought about the problem deeply, and has some form of mental discipline to find a solution that makes sense. We understand that all plans go wrong somewhere. Perfection is not the point. Rigor is. Viability is. It's important to have something that we believe has a reasonable shot at success. But a viable plan has to be partnered with a strong team. The people are equally important because technology changes, because markets reject products, because competitors emerge, regulators change the rules. Everything will change. Financial projections are never the same as they're presented to you the first time. But what doesn't change? People. The people are the most important thing that a venture capital firm invests in. And we know that if we select people who are competent, who have the courage of their convictions, who are committed to execution, and who have the character and the integrity, then they will make the right choices when they are up against the wall and when difficulties arise. Last but not least, obviously, the possibility of a future business. A lot of investment happens for businesses today. A venture capitalist builds value for businesses of the future. It's possible that a business makes no money, has no assets, has no clear path to profitability, and yet it creates value. Just last week, Lyft, the ride-sharing company, IPO'd. $23 billion. It's a transport company that owns no cars. Uber is a transport company that owns no cars. Airbnb, no rooms. There are all these businesses that are legitimate solutions to problems, and yet they own no assets. But what do they have? Happy customers. Solving problems for people, we think that's a legit business. But that's in the future. So how do we get from that distant future to here, to where we are today? And how do we create value for people? And I'm hoping that some of you in the audience are considering entrepreneurship as a valid option for your future. 3 tips. The first one, and this is a tip that I still use, DBTH, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the big talk and the trends and the Instagram perfect pictures, because underneath this there is a lot of work. More importantly, Don't believe the hype about yourselves. We know the truth about ourselves if we search deeply enough, if we stay humble, if we understand where our strengths lie and how we can make them better, how we can share them, where our own weaknesses or worries or anxieties are, and how we can deal with them, maybe with ourselves, maybe through the help of others. Second tip, don't get too comfy. It's easy when success is good for you, when your academics are great, when you have had success after success after success in your career or in your projects or in school. But that isn't where the learning is. Growth comes and success, big impact comes when you are outside your comfort zone. Outside your comfort zone is where the magic is. So be able to enjoy the successes of today, but stay curious, stretch, invest in yourself, because if you invest in yourself, others will invest in you as well. And maybe the last tip, don't stop learning. I thought I'd end with this because in a school like the British School, in an institution of learning, it's easy to believe that you learn every day. And probably you are learning every day. But the focus of a school and of an education is not about filling your heads with facts and figures that you can sort of spit out on any given moment. The focus of an education is to give yourselves a framework for processing all the data that is available in the world, all the experiences that you're going to encounter, all the people that you meet. The focus of learning is to learn how to learn. And so if you keep yourselves asking open questions, listening intently and actively, and understanding that there's an opportunity to learn from other people, then you will keep yourselves on a path to success, and you are going to have a higher chance of getting people to say yes to you. So really, what does this all amount to? Dream big, for sure, but also have the appetite for the work and the questions and the possibility of failure. Have the drive and determination and the energy to carry forward your mission. And understand that every day is a new day, every day is an adventure. Learn the hustle. The hustle is what gets you to yes. Thank you.